Okay, so today we're going to be reacting to one of King Rich's episodes. I think it's been going viral on Twitter. Now, I watched a full 3 hours and 30 minutes of his podcast the other day because he had someone on there that I knew, and I wanted to tune in to just see how it was going to go. Needless to say, I wasn't impressed. I don't know King Rich's personally. I've never spoken to him before. Don't have anything against the guy at all or anybody else that works on the Just Pearly Things network. I just don't think they're very good podcasts. So that's just my opinion. So we are going to have my friend on here to speak about her experience there and just go over some of the things. Because I watched the podcast back and I did find it quite frustrating. I made some notes. I've watched the full thing. I've actually watched the full thing. Even though it was 3.5 hours, I made sure to because I did see that King Rich was saying that people take him out of context. They clip things. I've said this 100 times on this channel. If I'm reacting to something from a long form podcast, it's either from their own clip channel and they've clipped it themselves. So that's your own problem. If you decide to clip something from your own show, you've taken yourself out of context if you have, or if they don't have a clip channel, I will suffer through the entire thing. And that's what I did because I couldn't find any clips on. Well, I watched it when she got on this. So I was basically watching it live. So yeah, we're going to react to this and then we're going to have my mate on to talk about her experience because I'm not a big fan of the Just Pearly network. I've agreed with some of the things that they've said before. I mean, we've had like arguments over some of the things they've spoken about before, and I've agreed with some of the stuff. If I don't like someone, I'm not going to disagree with them just because I don't like them. But I want to react to this video because this video's been popping up on my feed constantly. So we'll do this one, and then we'll have my friend on next time.
On construction sites.
Well, it doesn't matter, but there's other jobs.
It does matter because there's not really no women on construction sites.
There's other jobs that they may do that may affect their hands.
Like what?
Being a HCA, a health care support worker, that has a lot to do with your hands. Yeah, there's lots of things.
Are they picking up bricks and stones and?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter because if you're picking up those kind of things, it will do something to your hands.
You asked me a question.
No, but what you're saying is BS. Though.
No, it's not because if a man has nice hands, that's what I like.
What did you say the worker is?
A HCA.
Are you? So you are comparing that to somebody
I'm not comparing it, but you said give an example.
You actually, as a comparison.
Yeah, but there's loads of other things I can say.
Like what?
Because there's women there's women that do work on construction sites. There's women that are gas engineers. There's women that do a lot of things to do with their hands.
When's the last time you saw when a house is being built, you saw a woman up there?
There's a lot of them.
When was the last time?
Even a woman.
You don't answer the question. You go off with your own tangent.
No.
I'm asking you a straight question. And when was the last? Stop. You're not in charge here. Stop acting like you're in charge.
I'm not.
Stop talking over me and stop talking.
You know, he does this a lot where he says you're not in charge of the podcast and that. I think everyone knows that King Rich is in charge of the podcast. The thing is that he doesn't practice the things he preaches. He'll talk about don't interrupt me, don't talk over me. But what has he done during this entire interaction?
Yeah, but that's the issue with these hosts of these podcasts. They think because it's their podcast, they're allowed to do that, but you're not. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you was a teacher in a class, you're allowed to talk over the students, but the students can't talk over you. It's like that sort of thing, like, because they don't want to be embarrassed on their own show, do they? They
end up embarrassing themselves. Like this, King Rich is a podcast host with over 70,000 subscribers. You would think at this point he would understand how to conduct himself and allow someone to speak. Now, I actually agree with him on this point. You don't really see women on construction sites. You just don't. I can't even think of one that I've seen on an actual construction. I've seen them on construction sites working in like the containers that they put there to do all their paperwork. I've seen girls there. I've been there when girls there, but I don't see them out there picking up bricks and that. So I agree with him on that. That's not really the problem here. The problem is that she's making a point that is going to end. She's going to hang herself with this point.
Yeah, her point is completely
is nonsense. Yeah. But King Rich's problem is that he won't let her finish talking. Let her elaborate on what she wants to say because she's making a dumb point anyway. I'm not putting the girl down. I don't know her. I'm just saying that like she's not making a very good point. We know that it's not true. But as a podcast host, I don't understand why you have to cut people up and be condescending in that manner. I just don't get it. You must know that the conversation is not going to flow in a way that is going to be good for anybody if you continue down the road of like being condescending and saying, yo, you're not in control,
There's no calm or chill there. It's just straight, like, how do I explain it? Like, He just went from 0 to 100, and instead of just being calm and just explaining to her, look, you're going besides the point, this is what I want you to answer, he's straight away like getting frustrated because she's not straightforwardly answering the point. And like Mike was saying, that's a good thing, because you can then let her hang herself, and then you can just even more calmly just be like, okay, well, that was a dumb point.
Yeah, and the thing is that I've seen this full episode as well. So again, even though this is one of his own clips, I'm not taking them out of context. This is a reoccurring thing on the King Richards podcast. Inability to deal with the guests in a way where everybody feels like they're being treated with respect. And he does this thing where he feels like people are disrespecting him, but he's not disrespecting them. He doesn't take any accountability for his condescending tone. He makes these weird noises when people are talking. He starts laughing and like looking at his cameraman. Obviously, people are going to get pressed and the conversation is going to go out the window. The other thing you could do is that while she's waffling and making her point that we all know is not true, you're always on your phone reading super chats. Just bring the data is on Google. You can literally bring it up. You can prove her wrong there and then and end the conversation, and she would have made herself look stupid. Instead, all the attention is now on you because you're acting childish.
Looking over me as well.
But you just asked me a question.
No,
and
you didn't answer it. You didn't answer
yes,
it.
I did.
You started talking about something else. I asked you a straight question. I asked you, when is the last time you seen a woman on a house being built? Yesterday, where? Yeah. You're a liar, bro. I don't believe you. You're a liar. You're a liar.
So now I'm a liar because I've answered your question.
Bro. So why didn't you say that straight away?
Because I didn't need to.
But that was the question, though.
The question was what I find attractive in men.
No. Oh my God.
And I answered.
So you're not following the conversation? Is that what you, like, bro?
You asked me what I find attractive in men. Yes or no?
Bro. I asked you that in the first question. Then we moved on. You said you like good hands, and then you started talking about men on construction sites. And then
what's the question,
bro? Like seriously, if you're gonna do that, I'm not having it, bruv. Okay, you're gonna have to calm down seriously because this ain't your show, and we're running a professional show. So if you want to do a circus.
The problem here is that, again, I don't disagree with King Richards in the point that she is probably lying. She probably didn't see a woman on the construction site. The problem is the question was also dumb. You already know that she's talking shit. We all know she's talking shit. We know it's not true. So why would you ask her when was the last time you saw a woman on a construction site? You know she's going to lie. You got a producer in the back, or you've got people on that are working the cameras. I'm sure there's someone in the back of a laptop. All you got to do is pull up the links. You know how Joe Rogan's got Jamie in the back on his podcast? He's like, Jamie, pull it up. And they pull up the data, and the guy that's sitting opposite them goes quiet because they're wrong. And that's it. The data is there. Instead, you ask her a dumb question. When you know she's going to give you a dumb answer. You already know she's going to lie.
I don't know, like...
What's the question?
Like, seriously, you need to calm down. I will ask the question. I don't need you to ask me nothing. Down. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, seriously.
What did you ask everybody else?
Bruh, stop acting like you're in charge. Stop asking questions. I'll ask you the question, bruv. Simple.
What do you find attractive in men?
Get off, man. Get off.
What do you find attractive in men?
Bruh. You're being annoying. I'm gonna give you one. Do you know what? I'm not even trying to make this a circus. I'm gonna give you one last chance. Please let me just do my show how I do the show, bruv. Please.
You asked me a question.
Please, just stop saying stuff. Please. Can I move on?
You can move on, definitely.
Then stop interrupting. That was the first rule of the show. Don't overtalk the host, and you keep doing it. And I'm trying not to kick you off. Like, and you keep doing it. You keep adding another thing. Like, please don't do that no more. Please. Like, I'm not being, and you can make all the face you want. I'm not being nasty because I'm asking you and I'm saying please. Thank you. Flipping hell, man.
Wow.
Why?
The flipping hell part, was that necessary?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think he handled that well enough.
Yeah, up to that point.
Yeah.
Up to that point.
Yeah.
He did say please. Whether we agree with how he conducts himself on the podcast, yeah, he made this point. He said please. She went quiet. Then he said, flipping. Now, obviously, she's going to say something. You already know that she's a confrontational woman. You can see that you two are not having the best back and forth. You've de-escalated the situation. Instead of just being like, cool, we're going to move on now. You said flipping out. I mean, it's not like King Richards is new to talking to people. He knows how the dynamics between having a conversation with someone works. If I'm having a conversation with you, Sam, we get into a full-blown argument here, and I say to you, look, please, Sam, I don't appreciate her talking to me right now. And then we stop talking, and I go, for like, fuck's sake. You're going to ad-lib as well. You're going to go, wow. Yeah. Heck, you're only escalating, and you know that. King Richards is a grown man. Like, he's not a child. This is not his first rodeo. that was done deliberately because he knows, and I don't think he's stupid. I think he knows because of the kind of women that he deals with. That girl was already riled up. When he said flipping hell, that was his in to get her to say something so he can go get off the podcast.
It's trying to stamp authority as well.
Yeah, it is trying to stamp authority. 100%.
Saying wow for?
You said flipping hell.
But I asked you not to speak. So why are you saying wow? Do you know what? So what I find doing this show, yeah, is that a lot of women just do not respect guys, bro, at all, bruv. They don't respect anything I'm doing. Like, at the end of the day, bro, like, we are in the top floor.
No.
Respect
I need a minute. Because you know what it is? It's... Every action has a reaction.
Yep.
All these podcast hosts, yeah, not all, some, before everyone jumps down my throat, some of these podcast hosts think that because they're the host, they can talk to people however they want and no one can talk to them back like that because it's their show. And it's like, as humans, you should both equally mutually respect each other. You should know how to have a conversation and a disagreement as adults without it having to get... This is childish and petty to me. This strikes really childish and petty. And I think when you are hosting something, you need to have that professional element to you where you don't let things get to this level because it's not being handled well enough, and that's why she keeps giving it back. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, he's there saying they don't have respect for these men, and it's like, but hang on a second, like, if you was being rude first and she's being rude back, that doesn't mean she doesn't respect men. That just means she probably doesn't respect you because of the way you're talking to her.
Yeah, this is not a whole gender thing. This is, you had a disagreement. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I agreed with King Richards. She probably was lying. She probably didn't see a woman on top of a construction site. But when you said please stop, no matter how they feel about it, you asked relatively nicely, and then you ad-libbed it. That's what I don't get here. It's like you're pretending like you don't know what you just did. Yeah, it's your show. It's your show, 100%. That doesn't mean that you get to just behave however you want. That's nonsense. Like, you should extend the same level of respect to your hosts, right, that you want given to you.
Yeah, I just don't think it warrants being rude. And sometimes when you're having a conversation with someone and they're trying to make a point and you're making them feel dumb as well with your attitude, the way that you're approaching it, sometimes that's going to cause people to give a bit of attitude back as well because you've made them feel stupid. So yeah, I don't know.
Could have been handled better.
Yeah.
Of a building, yeah, in an apartment with no neighbours and nobody above us, yeah. We've top of the range equipment, everything. We've invited people to come, and I'm asking somebody on the show, please do not overtalk me, and they keep doing it, bruv. I don't know you. I've only met you today.
Okay.
And look.
But we're having a conversation.
But there's no but. There's no but. You're not in charge.
Okay.
You're not in charge. Don't you understand that? You're not in charge. Like, you need to just chill. I'm the host. It's my show. If you went on some other show, you would have respect. When you go to work, you have respect. I do have respect.
Trust
me.
Stop
talking. Then stop talking over me. And stop interrupting. Stop interjecting. Stop having to always say something. It's annoying. It's jarring. Like, it's really jarring. Seriously. Bruh.
I don't even know why she's still sitting there at this point. Because now she's going to feel on eggshells throughout the rest of the podcast to even talk and make a point.
Yeah, he basically said, shut up.
Yeah, and I think you see that when you are having a conversation with someone, you do chime in to say, okay, to show that you're listening and acknowledging rather than just sitting there in silence.
Yeah.
And she said, okay. And he said, why are you still talking? And it's like, what? You know, this happened to me one time at work. I was on the phone to someone and I kept on saying, yeah. And she goes to me, are you going to be quiet and listen to me talk? So I was like, okay. So after that, I didn't say anything. She was talking. I stayed silent the whole time. She didn't stop. And then she goes, oh, you just sound so uninterested. And she hung up the phone and I was like, I can't win.
Yeah, you can't win with people like this. That was a basic interaction. He made his point, whether she liked it or not. And she said, okay. And then he got how did you get pressed about that? She said, okay. She didn't say, fuck you. She didn't say, I'm not doing that. She didn't cuss you out. She said, okay.
But again, just like the other podcast, unfiltered podcast that we watched, I couldn't have someone speak to me like that. Like, I would rather have enough pride and dignity to get up and say, do you know what, this isn't for me, and walk out. I'm not going to have someone talk to me like that. I'm not going to have someone belittle me just because it's your show. I'm out.
Yeah, no, that's we've been offered to come on a few podcasts now, and some of them I even tell you about, because I'm just like, no, I'm not going to sit there and just let you say whatever you want to say, and I can't say what I want to say. We're either going to have a back and forth, or we're not having a conversation. It's that simple. You can't invite people on a podcast, and even if you've had a disagreement, all she said was okay. If you can't even take that, then we can't have a conversation. If that triggers you, we can't have a conversation.
It's because the tensions are already high now, so anything she says or does is highlighted, and he's just going to get frustrated. It's not going to work out moving forward. I haven't seen the full episode, but it seems like she just needs to go.
You lot hit the like button anyway. Listen, this is the thing about this show, yeah? Like, I'm not trying to make it a circus of, I kick people out all the time, but it's just like, bro, like, the problem with a lot of modern women these days, they haven't had a guy tell them to stop talking or follow the rules or anything, because most of the guys around you are so desperate to sleep with you. That's what it is. I'm not trying to sleep with any of you, so I can tell you to get out and kick you out and not feel nothing. I'm still going to make money. I'm still going to be in here. I'm still going to be doing my job, and we're still going to have other guests. It doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. Like, follow the rules, and that's it. Like, and if you don't want to follow the rules, you can get out, and that's it. Like, it's not me being rude. It's not me being nasty. It's not me, targeting you, trying to be funny or anything like that. But at the end of the day, the rules are the rules, fam. You good?
Yeah.
What?
Too much negative.
What?
Nothing.
Are you leaving?
No, I'm supposed to go.
Bruh, I'm about to end this whole show and tell everyone to get out, bruv. Swear down, bruh. Like, you lot getting on my nerves, bruv. How the girl gonna say, too much negativity, I'm just going to the toilet, bruv? Bruh, this show, bruh. The next person to do something annoying, I'm kicking them out, bruv. What the hell is going on, bro? No respect. If I was somebody else from a different demographic, they would act different, bruv. I'm telling you, bruv. I'm telling you. Everyone knows what I'm talking about as well. If I was a different demographic, they wouldn't be acting like that.
I think he's either he's saying because he's a man or because he's black. Basically, they're disrespecting him either because he's a man or because he's black or because he's straight. It's one of them. Which is it's not none of those things. It's your tone. Your tone is disrespectful and condescending. And like I said, we haven't been biased towards the girls here. His points on the construction thing we agreed with, but his tone is definitely, it's making people uncomfortable, and they know that they can't even say okay now, so they can't say anything.
Yeah, they're all just sitting there like a bunch of school kids that have just got in trouble by their teacher.
Yeah, they can't clap back. I mean, not that they have to clap back aggressively, but they can't even say anything. Who is going to go, yo, 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 yo? You're not in charge. It's my podcast. I'm talking. And then they just sit there in silence. What is the point? Of course, it's... Look at this. She looks like she's fearing for her life. She looks like she's been captured by ISIS. Like, she genuinely looks scared. This one, she's like, what the hell is going on here? She looks uninterested now. And
next question. Yeah? Next question. When is a woman's prime? When do you lot think a woman's prime is? Go on.
I think your prime is at 30.
Why? Why do you think that?
I think you're more focused on your job. You've maybe got your life together. I'm not yet 30. It's a little bit scary to almost turn 30, but from the women that I've seen who are 30, they're doing really well.
Okay. Do you think... Go on.
Okay, so I think actually there's two primes. I think there's like a prime of your youth. For me, that was like 20, 21. And then there's like your older prime, which is maybe 30 to 35.
Okay. Okay. Hey! Why are you making noise for? Either you're coming back on the show or you're leaving. Are you leaving? Then don't make no noise. Just leave, bruv. Donut. She's annoying anyway. She don't know nothing. I don't know what I like.
not trying to make this a circus, but...
It's making the podcast episode very... It makes you not want to watch it.
Yeah, I almost want to turn it off.
It's moaning all the time. Like, it's just...
All right, we get it. It's your show. You're in charge. All right.
It does scream insecurity to me.
Yeah, it's just too much. Like...
Thing is that we've been on other podcasts before, right? And we respect their show. And we respect how they want to conduct things. And if I want to talk, I'm the guest. You're going to let me talk. And you're not going to talk to me like some child. There's just no way. There's no point in having a conversation. This isn't about like being like bravado or I'm going to fight you if you don't chat. It's none of that. It's a podcast.
But regardless, even if it wasn't a podcast and I was having a normal conversation with somebody outside and they started getting like that towards me, I'll be like, okay, I'm finishing this conversation here.
Yeah, I wouldn't even I couldn't partake in the conversation. It's not a conversation anymore. And if you behave like that on the streets, obviously the reaction is going to be very, very different depending on who you're talking to. I'm sure he's aware of that. I'm sure he wouldn't behave like that on the streets, but just to treat people like this just because your name is King Rich, I mean, he's taking it too literally at this point. He's not literally a king. I get it's your show, but come on, man.
Like, dummy, bro. Like, bye, man. Bruh, I really just don't, because at the end of the day, the way I think about things, I'm not trying to sleep with anyone here, so I don't care. I just don't care. Don't give two craps. I could do the show on my own. I do it all the time. Like, it's nothing. You get what I'm saying? Everyone just needs to chill. Like, respectfully.
Why do you feel the need to repeat that again?
I don't know.
We heard it the first time.
It's my show. Don't want to sleep with anybody here. Don't speak. Speak when spoken to. All right, you don't want to sleep with any of them. We get it.
I appreciate everyone that comes to the show. You know, we treat you lot nice, you know, everything. But then when we start rolling the show, then it's just like some next, power struggle. Like, I'm just going to say anything. No, you ain't going to say nothing like, or act like you're in control. You're not, bro. Like it's, bruh. This is why a lot of women end up single. This is why a lot of women end up just getting high body counts and they don't know why. Why is my life gone like this? Because you're the common denominator, bruv. Your attitude is the common denominator, bruv. That's why, bruv. Because of your choices in life. That's why, bro. And don't blame it's all because of all men, because you don't date all men. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's it. What's funny, like? Tell me what's funny, like.
You said don't blame all men. But because of the experiences that you have with women on your podcast, you just blanket statement all women.
This has gone very personal, like a proper personal attack on women.
I don't even know where that came from. Where was the correlation?
Yeah, that was very extreme. But that is when I check out and I'm like, I can't even listen to this anymore.
It is
I'm
nonsense.
fed up of listening to men just put women down about being single and things like that and try to put a blame on all women. Like, no, women are not always the problem or always the blame.
There is a conversation to be had about those things, but this is not the time or place. This isn't the time or place. And what that girl did has nothing to do with anybody else. There's no correlation there. You were being condescending and you were being disrespectful. You just were. I don't understand how you can't see that. Please watch your own videos back.
Just from this one clip, we've seen him and one girl have a back and forth. He was quite rude to her, she was quite rude back. And then we've seen him completely just have a go at her. And then we've seen another girl say she's going to the toilet and then decide to leave. And from that's now brought him to the point of this is why all women are single, because you're the problem, basically. And I'm just like...
That was a bit of a leap. It was a bit of a leap. Can you imagine if we have like the girls on tomorrow or whenever we have them on and... they say some shit I don't like, and I'm like, this is why all women are single. This is why women, the blah, blah, blah. It's just like, what?
You know how to have a mature conversation, but I think it's because you know how to handle people and let them, like you always do, hang themselves, do you know what I'm saying? And you've got that woosah about you.
The what?
I've never, have you ever seen Bad Boys?
Yeah.
Like when he's chilling out and he's like, woosah.
Right.
He's just come to us. So what I'm saying is that I've never seen you ever once in any debate or conversation or disagreement get irate.
No,
I've never seen you angry.
No, I don't. I get angry, but I don't do it in debates. It just derails the conversation. Like if I was to have a debate with King Richards, I would let him talk because I genuinely believe that he will end up hanging himself, and then I'll chime in. I won't interrupt him because I think interrupting him will do him favors. It will save him from himself, and that's what I think he could have done here. That girl was making a stupid point. He should just let her talk. He would have won that easily. Could have pulled up data very easily from Google or any number of websites to disprove what she was saying, and instead he decided to handle it like a child. She's had enough. She's still fearing for her life. I don't know King Richard personally, so it's not a personal attack on him. This is just an assessment of his podcast. And I've been watching a couple of his episodes since my friend went on it. And he does seem to get very upset very quickly. And his response to a lot of the criticism that I've seen, because he's been blown up on Twitter recently, he picked up his boxing gloves and started like making open threats. Or saying, if you want to start something, then this is what's going to be. And I'm just like, what? If we disagree with you, you're going to attack us? Like, what is that? You can't. These people can criticize you on Twitter as much as they want, and then you can have a discussion with them. This is the same thing they get onto women, right? That they say, don't get in your feelings. Are you not getting in your feelings?
Exactly.
Can I ask you a question?
Nah.
I don't.
Nah.
Okay, so
you
then
can answer the question I asked.
So then don't ask me what's funny then.
Nah, then get off the show then. If you're going to be like that, then get off the show.
But you
bro.
just said to me, what's funny?
No. You're
So
not
I
in
said, can I
control.
ask your
You're not in
question?
control. You're not in control.
You asked me what's
funny. Turn off
funny.
our mic, bruv. You're
asked me
not going
what's
to just do
funny.
what you want. You're not going to just do what you want.
But did you not ask me a
You're not just going to
question?
do what you want.
Did you ask me a question?
Bruh.
You said what's funny. And
Bruh.
I said,
Bruh.
can I ask you a question?
Turn off our mic, bro. I'm not listening to this crap, bro. Get out, bro.
You've got issues.
Just get out, bro.
Yeah,
Just
I will get out. I will get out.
Yeah,
There's
just
no
get out.
problem with that.
Just get out, man.
Don't ask me if I can
I'm
ask
not
you a
asking
question.
you nothing.
So then you said to me, what's funny? So I said, can I ask you a question? And then
So you answering a question with a question makes sense to you?
you asked me what's funny, so I said, can I ask you a question?
Nah, bro.
I think you're saying everyone needs to calm down. You need to calm down. You need to calm down.
Get her out, bro.
Don't worry. And what you're not gonna do, you're not gonna be like,
Bro,
get her out, bro.
Because security,
Because then that's how you act as a man. That's how you act as a man. That says a lot about you. Don't you see that you're making everyone here uncomfortable?
Can you just leave?
Yeah, I will leave.
Yeah, you're just embarrassing yourself.
No,
bro.
you're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah. Okay,
You're
that's why I'm
embarrassing
here,
yourself.
and you came from wherever you came from.
That's fine.
You came
To
from
help
wherever you come
to
from.
help
You're not
you.
helping me.
Yes, I am.
You're not helping
Yes,
me.
I am.
You're just
Yes, I
embarrassing
am.
yourself.
You're embarrassing.
Nah, she ain't embarrassed herself at all.
You embarrassed yourself.
But two girls have just gone off now. Yeah, he told her to leave, but she probably would have walked out anyway. And the other one decided to leave after your teacher's rant. And it's like, are you really going to sit here and blame the women right now when two have just gone? Based on your attitude and your problems that you're projecting right now.
I mean, it's clear for everyone to see what is happening here. You seem to have some sort of contempt for women. That's the way you've put yourself across. Maybe you don't, but that's how it's come across in this video. And your body language is very, like, dismissive. She wants to answer the question with a question. Okay, yeah, that is a little bit annoying, but you could have just said, yeah, you can ask me a question. And then let the conversation go from there, but it's not your podcast. I'm in control. We know. The YouTube channel is called King Riches. Everyone gets it. You could have just answered the question, man. You're not a good host. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he didn't want her to ask a question because he knew it was going to be something that he probably wouldn't like.
It's so easy to defuse these situations. And the thing is that it's not because I've grown up around women so I know how to conduct myself around them. It's that this is just basic human interaction. You can see a situation escalating. As somebody that talks to people on a day-to-day basis, you should have an idea of how to de-escalate it and move the conversation back into something that everybody can learn from. Instead, it's just get off. Don't speak.
That's what I'm saying. We've watched 8 minutes and all we've heard is one question get answered slightly and the rest has just been pure rant for 8 minutes.
You could put them in secondary school uniform and you could fool people into thinking this is year 11s arguing.
Yeah.
Look at how you view women.
Get out.
Look at how
Get
you
out.
view women.
Get
It's terrible.
out. Get out.
It's terrible.
Get
And
out.
I will get out. I will get out. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to take your shit because I think you're quite rude.
Yeah.
You're very rude. You're very disrespectful.
Where is he at?
Very fucking disrespectful.
And you don't know when to be quiet, bro.
Yeah, okay. But you asked me a question there, but when
Bro, you're not in control here. You have no respect for the show.
in
You have
control.
no respect for the horse. You have no respect for nothing. We've only treated you nicely and with respect. And at the end of the day, you have no respect. Look how you're acting. You won't stop talking. You won't stop talking. You won't stop talking. You won't stop talking, bro. You don't know when to be quiet. So just get out and stop making more of a spectacle. Just leave.
I will get out.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Then just do it. Just leave.
Yes, I will.
Why do you need to talk? Why do you need to talk?
I can.
But that's embarrassing. If you had any class, you would stop talking. If you had any class, you would stop talking.
I do have class.
That's why, because you won't stop talking.
Yeah, you're embarrassing.
But put the camera on her, because she's so classy. Put the camera on her, bro. Put the camera on her, because she's so classy.
You must think you're not.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think what? What's that?
Definitely not.
What's that?
You're definitely not.
Definitely not what?
No, you're definitely.
Definitely not what?
You're definitely not. You're a narcissist.
Shaming lines. I'm a narcissist because I want control of my own show. That makes me a narcissist. I want control on my own show that you've not done anything for. You didn't get me here, but I'm a narcissist to be in control of my own show. Listen to this. Listen to this one. Listen to this. Bruh, yeah.
I think the biggest mistake right now is him actually engaging in a full-blown argument with her. As a host, you should just be like, okay, and just let them go. Get off the show, please. Silence. That's it.
I've watched loads of shows where there's people on there that are a little bit argumentative, but I think that obviously this gets a lot of clicks. Clicks make money, so I think this is by design. I don't think he's talking about class, but he's not exercising any class here whatsoever himself, and he keeps on saying that these women are the common denominator, but the common denominator is your podcast. People walking away from talking to you. That's the common denominator here. Yeah. That's what I seem to see all the time. Now, I haven't seen every single King Rich's episode. Maybe I've seen 4 full-length podcasts now, including this one. In every single one that I watched, and I picked them at random other than the one that my friend was on, this happened in all of them. The disrespect happened in all of them. The condescending attitude, the weird noises when people are talking, the cutting them up but then getting upset when he gets cut up, that happened in all of them. So I think your behavior is the common denominator. And also maybe the type of women that you know will get clicks, you're doing it on purpose. I mean, if this is happening over and over again, then at some point you got to take some responsibility, right? I'm not saying it's all his fault, because she did make dumb points in the beginning and he was right. But as a host, he didn't conduct himself properly.
Out, bro. Look, she don't want to get out. She don't want to get out, bro.
I don't want to get out. I am getting out.
This is sad. This is so sad. Look, she won't stop talking. She won't stop talking, and she's still here. She's still here. I will get out. I will get out. She's still here. She's still here, and she's still talking. She's still talking. This is so embarrassing, bro.
Not embarrassing.
Look, why is she in the kitchen? Get out, bruv. Why is she still here? She just wants to be heard. Do you realize? Just get out. Just get out. Just get out, bruv. Get out. Yeah. Just get out, bruv. I don't even need to talk. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, bruh, that's embarrassing, fam. That is embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. That she's still talking, like... And I gave her a chance. I said I did not want to kick her out, and she just would not stop, bruv. This is crazy, bruv. Anyway. Bruh! What is going on, bro? Like, 2 of them just left like that. This one, the small one was just annoying. I knew she was going to go, because she was just annoying from the start. I'm asking her simple questions. She just could not answer simple questions. And then randomly she says, oh, I think you're drunk. I knew she wasn't going to last. And then that one, she's just a big mouth and can't shut up. So that's it. And she's still talking outside the door. Great stuff. Anyway, back to the 2 survivors, yeah?
Last of Us.
Literally. The Last of Us. I'll ask you lot's opinion about that back and forth. What do you lot honestly think? And listen, I'm not going to get upset, because I think you 2 are quite respectful, like, and calm. Like, what do you lot think about that? What do you think? Talk to the mic.
Hermione Granger is my inspiration.
Who?
Hermione Granger. And she is a rule follower. So I tend to follow the rules.
Do you think that, like, you can be 100% honest on what you think? It's whatever, it don't matter, yeah? Like, what do you think she did, or what do you think I did wrong, or how do you think that situation rose? Because, to be honest, I did not want to kick her out. I didn't want to kick... I never want to kick no one out. But, Like, people need to understand that there's rules. Like, it's the same way if you were to go on a big TV network, you're not going to start over talking the host. So why do it to us when we're trying to build something? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, sorry.
I just feel like you said, it's your show, and we obviously had rules that we shouldn't talk over each other and just answer the question. To be honest,
that seemed a little bit manipulative. He asked them what they thought. He should have just let them answer. He went on to say, I didn't want to kick them out, this, that, and the other, to try and manipulate their answer. He should have just let them answer. They saw what happened. You don't need to ad-lib it.
I mean...
That seemed a little bit manipulative to me.
People talk over Piers Morgan all the time.
Oh, God, Piers Morgan. If
You know
Piers,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it does happen on Good Morning Britain. They'll get talked over. Like, it's not just... That's his issue, is because he's comparing himself now to big hosts and thinking it wouldn't happen to them. But it does. It happens to everyone.
It happens to literally everyone. It's just that's just human nature. It's even more difficult when you're doing it on webcam. When someone hears something they don't like, immediately they want to contend. Problem here is that you don't know how to mediate a conversation. You think that mediating a conversation is going, whoa, 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 don't talk. That's not mediating a conversation. It's just not. Anyone can do that. That means anyone can be a podcaster, which we know is not true. If you understood human nature, and if you understood how to conduct yourself in a conversation, that wouldn't have happened. It just wouldn't have. There were ways to avoid that. There were ways to have that conversation, even if you think that what she's saying is dumb, and I thought that what she was saying was dumb as well. I guarantee if I was having that conversation with her, it wouldn't have gone like that. I can bet everything that I own, if I had a conversation with her, it wouldn't have gone like that. But again, I think that these red pill podcasts, they do this on purpose because they know this is what's going to get clicks. I mean, we're watching it. Yeah. We're not just going to react to a video where nothing's happening. Nothing's really going on. Yeah, it's
entertaining, definitely.
Yeah, it's entertaining, and they know that, and they understand that. So this is by design. I don't think King Richards is stupid. I think he did it on purpose. That's not to put all of the blame on him. She definitely had her part in it, but he is the host at the end of the day. He should have controlled the situation a little bit better.
But I think...
Well, go on.
So I'm reading this book right now, and I was just reading it on the balcony, and there was a section that said if a person is shouting like out of anger, then it means that there's some type of goal that they want to achieve. So I'm not entirely sure what the goal was there. On your side, I understand.
I was just trying to get order. Like, she would not... It's like she felt like, oh, I'm just going to say whatever. I asked her a question, and she answered my question with a question.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how this is a show. Like, we have order, we have a...
That's what talking for talking's sake looks like. I don't even know what the hell she was on about. I mean, I have a goal even when I'm talking calmly to someone. What the fuck are you talking about? If you're going to reference something from a book, at least know what you're talking about. Okay, whatever.
A list of things we're trying to get through. We can't just have somebody just doing whatever they like. Like, it just doesn't go like that. And she just did.
Sorry to pause again. All he's doing right now is trying to seek validation to make himself feel better about the situation.
Yeah. If you think that what you did was correct, you wouldn't need these girls to. You wouldn't need to continuously ad-lib. Oh, this is what I did right. This is what I did right. I wasn't disrespectful. Blah blah blah. We all watched it. These girls are probably too scared to disagree with you. And I've seen other podcasts where he does ask girls, what do you think about this clip? And then ad-libs it. Let them watch the clip and let them give their authentic thoughts. Don't add to it, because then you're manipulating them. You might not be doing it on purpose. You might not be intentionally trying to manipulate their answers, but that's what happens. If I say to you, Sab, what do you think about that interaction between me and your sister? And then I say, because it wasn't my intention to blah, blah, blah.
He's trying to justify as well.
I think it screams guilt, but that's just me judging humans as a whole. Like, when you try and justify something or want to get the opinion of someone else, it's because you're paranoid and insecure that maybe you might have stepped out of line.
Didn't want to follow the rules, and I gave her a chance. She still didn't want to follow the rules, and that was it. And she had to go. Yeah. And then look, at the end of the day, if she was so classy, she would have just left silently. She didn't. She had to keep going on and on and on and on and on. And to me, if I get kicked out of somewhere, I want to get out as fast as possible, especially on a live stream with nearly 500 people watching. I would want to get out of there quick. I don't even want people to remember I was there, but I feel like... I don't know.
I feel like the alcohol could have had a part in it, to be fair. She did seem like a nice person, but I think the alcohol...
I just don't care. And if you can't control yourself, don't drink, innit? As simple as that. What do you...
I mean, to be honest, like, that's never me in it, so, like, I can't relate, honestly. Like,
if you was kicked out of the show, how would you conduct yourself?
I'm literally running
Getting
faster
out of
than
there.
lightning. Like, I'm not, like, if I'm never going to stay somewhere that I'm not wanting to be, so, like, I would be out of there.
Yeah, that was mad.
I don't think it was the point of her getting kicked off is the reason she reacted like that. I think it's the whole encounter that they had, which is the reason why she acted like that. And I think she was ranting and raving because she wanted to get her point across and tell him, you know.
100%. And it's just funny that I went into his comment section to see what people were saying. Once he makes his point, he goes on and on and on. This is a constant power trip. Agreed. The host did not create an environment for great content to be produced. What I'm saying is, through the behavior of the host trying to achieve his intended goal of the episode, it alienated two guests. Therefore, conversation was not non-existent because of the host's inability to problem solve or to make adjustments to the show to cater to the personalities of their guests. I respect the First Lady to the left. She done well to remove herself from that environment. I saw a 30-second clip on Instagram, and I needed context before reacting. Unfortunately, it was a poor segment of the show, full of drama, but unfortunately, new guests will be skeptical about visiting the show unless they come in with their own agenda, which I don't believe the second woman who left the show had. She spoke to herself, and she was unnecessarily disrespectful consistently, if we are being honest. Yeah, that woman was disrespectful, but like I agree with that take. Like this King Richards did not conduct himself in the way that I would say a host that knows what their job understands their job. He is so desperate for an argument. Yeah, that's what, again, it went back to, remember when he said flipping hell or something like that. That's obviously going to start an argument. Anybody that understands behavior and how people are going to react, that's going to start an argument. There's not caring and there's just being a prick. You need these people for your show, correct? He definitely embarrassed himself. Yeah, we don't need to read any more of this. It was just embarrassing. Like I said, I agree with his point about the construction site, but everything else following that, he could have fixed that. He's the host. He's the king. He calls himself king. He's steering that ship. I've seen other podcast hosts deal with annoying people and steer the ship. You don't always have to kick people off. You don't always have to act like Myron. That's the problem here. Everybody's trying to model their podcast after Fresh and Fit, and all of you are doing a poor job. Fresh and Fit, they get away with a lot of stuff because Myron, at the end of the day, Myron does have good conversations with these women. As much as I might not like some of the things he says, he does have solid points to make and things that I would be happy to sit there and go, okay, I disagree with this. But a lot of this was just bruv, don't talk bruv, this bruv, that. It was just like, no, I'm sorry. Anyway, I ain't got much else to add. Do you have anything else?